You know someone who never posts anything, right? No photos, no stories, no updates. Maybe you met them once. Or maybe, that person is you. While everyone else is sharing their vacations as proof, they simply choose to be there. And a question starts to form. Are we missing something? Think about this. When was the last time you posted something on social media? Now remember this instead. The moment you were about to post, but didn't. That moment matters. Because the second the camera opens, right before you hit share, a silent interrogation begins in your mind. Does this make me look successful enough? Is this really worth it? And in that moment, without realizing it, most people do the same thing. They stop living their lives and start watching themselves. Sociologist Irving Goffman pointed this out. People perform different roles depending on who's watching. Social media didn't invent this. It simply moved those performances to a much larger stage. And every mistake on that stage is permanent. An awkward moment doesn't just pass. It can be replayed, revisited, judged. That's why some people step back. Not because they don't want connection, but because they don't want to perform constantly. Research suggests that nearly 30% of users are what we call observers. They scroll, but they don't post. That label sounds unsettling, like they're hiding in the shadows. But psychology explains it differently. When the pressure to share combines with the fear of being judged, the mind gets tired. Constant comparison, privacy concerns, the need for approval, all of it fuels anxiety and leads to emotional exhaustion. So the mind adapts. Instead of participating, it chooses to watch. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Comparing yourself to others isn't just harmful, it's toxic. While you live your life behind the scenes, you're watching someone else's life on display. Psychology recognizes something called self-determination theory. It suggests people function best when they feel in control of their own choices, without the pressure of external validation. Social media often does the opposite. It turns self-worth into numbers, likes, reactions, engagement. Not posting isn't antisocial. These people simply don't want to lose control. Their confidence doesn't come from random accounts on the internet. Research shows that people with strong internal validation feel little need to showcase their lives. They still watch. They still stay connected. They just choose silence because they value their boundaries. Think of someone who rarely posts. In real life, are they lonely? Unhappy? Usually, no. Most of the time, they're doing just fine. Sometimes even better, because they don't record life, they live it. Here's something no one talks about. Even when you know social media is curated, your mind still compares. Promotions, engagements, new homes. Your subconscious doesn't ask whether it's real or staged. It just records one thing. They have more than me. People who don't post step away from this mental bombardment. Not because they're weak, but because they understand. The game is rigged. Why voluntarily compete in a space where everyone controls the angles and the story? There's another group too. People who watch YouTube for hours, but barely touch Instagram. Why? Because YouTube doesn't demand performance. No one questions why you haven't posted in 3 months. It's connection without pressure. Another truth. People who post less often have fewer friends, but deeper ones. They choose 5 real conversations over 1,000 reactions. And research consistently shows that relationship quality predicts happiness far better than quantity. They notice details others miss. Changes in tone, subtle shifts in behavior. They aren't disengaged. They're quietly attentive. Psychologists describe 2 types of self-awareness. Public self-consciousness focuses on how others see you. Private self-consciousness focuses on how you feel. People who don't post tend to lean toward the second. Instead of asking, "How do I look?" they ask, "How does this feel?" That isn't overthinking. That's emotional intelligence. When you're not constantly visible, you get space to be alone with yourself. Identity forms, meaning without applause. Choosing not to post isn't running away. It isn't fear. It's power. Some people realize that documenting moments makes them feel smaller, that unshared moments feel more meaningful, that success feels deeper when it belongs only to you. Studies show that infrequent posters tend to have higher self-awareness and emotional stability. They're less affected by the ups and downs of validation and live with a longer perspective. Here's the irony. The traits that pull people away from social media, control, introspection, emotional security, are the very things social media promises to give us: connection, expression, community. Instead, we built a performance economy, a place where authenticity is rare. and silence feels suspicious. Those who step back aren't rejecting connection, they're rejecting the terms. I want to connect, they say, but on my conditions, in real time, without an audience. So one question remains: are the people who don't post really missing out, or were they the first to find the balance we're still chasing? Because at the end of life, no one regrets not sharing more. They regret not living more. The quiet ones aren't hiding in the shadows. They're just living somewhere the cameras can't reach.